Hello. Israel's at war, and that's more dangerous than the Ukraine war, believe it or not. I woke up this morning to this news, at least 40 killed, it's a lot more now, in unprecedented Hamas attack in Israel. Prime Minister says country is at war. They've been at war all this time. They have been caught with their trousers down because the Israeli government has been so busy bickering among itself over trivialities and religious niceties. And that's because Israel has proportional representation. I've been told it's the fairest type of voting system in the world. Everybody gets a voice. And that means you've got a lot of little parties, a lot of little religious nutters, and they've got like 2 or 3 seats. And when Netanyahu wanted to keep control of the country, he got these religious nutters all together, and between them they outnumbered the more sane parties. And since then the Israeli government has been staggering from one disaster to the other, simply because of proportional representation. If anyone says to you, oh, proportional representation is good, it's the best, it's the fairest, there is a point at which being fair leads you to be colossally unfair, and all of us know about that, because that's exactly what woke is about, isn't it? When you've got so much fairness that it actually starts to become unfair. Right, well, anyway, I don't know quite what's going on in Israel now, but I do believe it's terribly, terribly dangerous, because as little as I think of Russia, it is a fairly rational actor. The Iranian government is run by people who are even more religious nutters than the ones I was telling you about in Israel, and they believe that the world needs to be brought to end times to bring back the 12th or the 13th Imam. I'm not entirely sure now. And I don't think they are either, quite frankly. But what I do know is they are quite happy at the idea of destroying the world to bring their profit back. And so, of course, this is the Iranian parliament, a real sign of rational acting. Death to Israel. Now, when war was declared in World War II, when that was declared and the British Parliament were meeting over it, as much as the British people feared the onset of war, believed that the Germans were colossally wrong, feared, and in many cases, I'm quite sure, hated them. You have to be able to hate an enemy you've just declared war on. There wasn't anything of this. They weren't cheering. They were very sober about it, because they know what war is from a Western point of view. The Iranians, death to Israel, death to Israel. You know, I'm involved a lot with animals, so I do hate it when people talk about nutcases acting like animals. I can't say that these people act like animals, because animals don't act like that at all. And what's happening? Iran is being funded by Biden. They're getting all their money back to get some prisoners. These are some comments down here. Billions of dollars given to the Iran government and mullahs of Iran while restoring trade and access to global markets. These people here do not deserve global markets. Yet we are more concerned with blockading Russia than them, and they are far more dangerous. Not that I have any sympathy for Russia, by the way. They're all a bunch of bastards. I and the thing is that as far as I know, as far as I've read, what happens in Israel, they bomb command centers of the Hamas, officers and planners and commanders and all the rest of it. But they do their level best not to hit buildings. And yeah, I know some of you swallow the Arab line. You're going to put stuff down there, and what about this and what about that? I don't care, and I'm not going to answer them either. I just, life is too short. It's quite obviously too short for most of the Israelis. This is terrible. And Israel is now saying it's at war. What's been going on all that time? They've been having rockets landing in parts of Israel for years now, every so often. Some mother will be there with her children, and there's one in the garden or there's one outside in the playground, and suddenly the air raid siren goes. And what does she do? What does she do? Which child does she save? This is the sort of thing that's been going on in Israel all these years. I've been watching it. Yeah, everyone knows who watches my channel regularly. Everyone knows I am on the side of Israel because of these guys. They are not rational actors. They're filled with hate. They're filled with propaganda. And they're filled with Muslim supremacism. And there was here radicalization in the Palestinian school curriculum. They teach them all sorts of truly Nazi stuff, and you find Nazis are much admired. Mein Kampf is a big seller in the Arab world. They are filled with hate. Now obviously there are some Arabs, and many Muslims who are more sensible than that, but they are quiet, they are silent, they stay out of it because they know what's going to happen to them if they speak up. Anyway, I am very angry now and very frightened because Israel and Hamas, that's not going to end well. I feel sorry for the women and children in Gaza. Desperately sorry. I'm sorry for the Israelis who are being gunned down. I mean, the Hamas just came over the wall that the Israelis thought would protect them. Where have we heard that one before? And they're driving around just machine gunning civilians. It's not that they want to win. They know they can't win. They know they can't take over Israel. They just want to cause death and destruction. And that's the most disgusting thing about them, I reckon. All right, well, that is the situation as I see it now. I am so angry. I am so sad. Well, I was angry about the Russian invasion of Ukraine as well. Oh, I'm going to get those guys too. Russia invaded Ukraine. Russia invaded Ukraine. And that's as far as it goes. That is as far as it goes. Whatever Russia thought of Ukraine, and whatever the Ukrainian government was, is, or will be, it is not for Russia to invade Ukraine, and it is not for Hamas to go round Israeli towns machine gunning women and children. I just hate what's going on in this world right now. Bad actors, irrational people, supremacists, absolutely horrible. Okay, well, look, I'm going to put this out. I'm not going to monetize it. I'm not even going to make a station ID. You'll have to, if you don't know who I am, you can look at my other stuff and you'll find it. What a terrible day this is. Okay, till next time. I hope there is a next time.